Have you ever wondered why some older folks refuse to go into a nursing home, no matter their age? At 84, I can tell you that decision is not made lightly. It comes from years of living, from lessons learned, and from knowing exactly what matters most at this stage of life. For many, the idea of a nursing home represents safety and structure. But for others, like me, it feels like the end of freedom, choice, and dignity. That is why I have made up my mind. I will never go into a nursing home, and today I want to share the 5 reasons behind that choice. In this video, you will hear not just personal reasons, but truths that many seniors quietly carry in their hearts. Each reason tells a story about why staying out of a nursing home is about more than avoiding a building. It is about protecting the very spirit of who we are. Stay with me until the end, because the final reason might surprise you. It is one that many seniors rarely talk about, but once you hear it, it may change the way you think about aging and independence forever. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Losing personal privacy. One of the strongest reasons I will never go into a nursing home is the fear of losing personal privacy. At 84, I value my own space more than ever. Privacy is not just about closing a door or having a quiet room. It is about feeling ownership of your life and the freedom to be yourself without constant oversight. In nursing homes, there are schedules, check-ins, and the presence of staff around you nearly all the time. While that may bring comfort to some, to me, it feels like the walls closing in on my personal freedom. Privacy gives a sense of dignity. Being able to decide when you want company and when you want to be alone is essential to feeling human. In a nursing home, privacy is often compromised by shared rooms, staff entering without much warning, or the simple reality that your life is monitored for safety. For someone who has lived independently for decades, the idea of losing that freedom to retreat, reflect, or simply rest on my own terms feels unbearable. Think about Margaret, she lived alone for nearly 20 years after her husband passed and cherished the quiet evenings where she could read, pray, or sit in her garden with no one around. When she moved into a nursing home after a fall, she was shocked at how little space she had to herself. Staff members came in to check her vital signs. Roommates turned on the television when she wanted silence, and there was never a moment she felt completely free. Margaret told me it felt like she had been stripped of one of the last things she truly owned, her privacy. Losing privacy is not only frustrating, it is emotionally draining. For many seniors, it feels like giving up the final barrier between themselves and the world. Without privacy, you may feel like a child again, constantly supervised and rarely trusted to handle your own needs. That sense of being watched or managed chips away at self-confidence and dignity. To me, this is not how I want to spend the years I have left. At home, privacy means being able to enjoy silence, reflect on memories, and live at a pace that feels natural. It means having the choice to invite others in, or close the door, and keep the world out. Nursing homes, by their very nature, cannot provide that same kind of sanctuary. That is why, for me, protecting my privacy is one of the strongest reasons I will never go into a nursing home. Number 2, comfort of home and memories. Another reason I will never go into a nursing home is the comfort that comes from staying in my own home, surrounded by memories that have shaped my life. A house is more than walls and a roof. It is a record of who you are. Every corner holds a story, every chair carries a memory, and every photo on the wall reminds you of moments that gave life meaning. To leave all of that behind for a facility, no matter how well it is run, feels like tearing away a piece of your identity. There is a sense of peace in waking up in a familiar room with sunlight coming through the same window you have looked out of for decades. The old wooden table where family meals were shared, the worn armchair that has been your reading spot, or even the backyard where you planted trees and watched them grow. All of these are more than objects, they are symbols of a life well lived. Nursing homes may offer clean spaces and organized schedules, but they cannot replace the deep, emotional comfort of living among your own history. Take Eleanor, who is 82. She raised her children in the same home she still lives in today. Each time she steps into the kitchen, she remembers the smell of Sunday dinners. Each holiday decoration she brings out connects her to family tradition. She once told me that if she ever had to leave her home, it would feel like leaving behind half of herself. That kind of attachment cannot be boxed up and carried to a nursing home. It is rooted in the walls, the floors, in the very air of a place that has held decades of love. Staying at home also creates stability. After 80, change becomes harder to adjust to. The noise, routines, and strangers of a nursing home can feel overwhelming compared to the steady rhythm of a familiar environment. The home you know offers comfort, not only to the body, but to the mind, keeping stress lower and the spirit calmer. That sense of security is invaluable, especially in later years when peace of mind is just as important as physical health. The comfort of home is not about luxury or convenience, it is about belonging. A nursing home may provide a bed, meals, and safety, but it cannot give you the feeling of being truly at home, and that is why I choose to stay where my memories live, because they are a part of me now. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any video. Your support helps us here at Wise Living continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3. Distrust of institutional care. Another reason I will never go into a nursing home is because of the distrust I feel toward institutional care. Over the years, I have seen too many stories, both in the news and from people I know, about seniors losing their dignity in places that were supposed to protect them. While not every nursing home is the same, the thought of being treated like a number rather than a person is something I cannot accept. At this stage of life, respect matters more than almost anything, and I have no desire to live in an environment where that respect might be overlooked. The structure of institutional care often puts efficiency ahead of individuality. Meals are served on strict schedules, personal routines are often interrupted, and staff, though well-intentioned, are stretched thin with too many residents to care for. That reality means the small details that make someone feel human can be lost. Being rushed through a meal, having little say in daily activities, or waiting long for help with simple needs can leave seniors feeling invisible. I have no wish to spend my final years feeling like a task on someone else's checklist. Consider Harold, who is 85. His daughter shared with me how he lived in a nursing home for 6 months after a fall. The facility was clean and the staff did their best, but Harold often complained about the lack of personal attention. He had always been particular about his morning routine, enjoying a quiet breakfast and a newspaper before starting his day. In the nursing home, breakfast was served at a set time, and if he was late, he simply missed it. That loss of personal freedom, combined with the constant feeling of being managed rather than cared for, left him bitter and restless. There is also the issue of trust. Families often hope nursing homes will provide comfort and safety, but many seniors fear neglect or mistreatment. Even small acts, like being spoken to impatiently or not being heard when raising a concern, can leave lasting scars. For those of us who value dignity above comfort, this loss of trust is enough to say no. A home should feel like a place of belonging, not a place where you question whether your needs will be met with patience and kindness. This distrust is not about rejecting help, it is about protecting identity and humanity. I would rather rely on family, neighbors, or local resources than risk being placed in a system where my individuality might be overlooked. That is why I choose to avoid nursing homes, not because I deny their purpose, but because I do not trust that they can provide the personal care and respect I know I deserve. Number 4. Value of family and community support. Another powerful reason I will never go into a nursing home is because I believe in the strength of family and community support. Throughout my life, I have seen how relationships with children, grandchildren, neighbors, and even longtime friends can create a network of care that no institution can replace. Aging does not mean the need for love and belonging disappears. It means those needs become even more important. Nursing homes may provide shelter and care, but they cannot provide the same warmth that comes from being surrounded by people who truly know you. Family support gives seniors a sense of purpose. When your children call to check in, when a grandchild stops by with stories from school, or when a neighbor knocks on your door to share a meal, it reminds you that you still matter. These connections affirm that you are not simply being cared for, but that you are still part of the circle of life around you. That sense of belonging cannot be bought with monthly fees or provided by a rotating staff. It is rooted in love, history, and loyalty, the bonds that have been built over decades. Take Patricia, for example, she chose to remain in her home with the help of her daughter and a few close neighbors. Patricia's daughter handles the grocery shopping, while a neighbor helps with yard work. In return, Patricia bakes for them when she has the energy and shares stories that bring everyone together. Though she sometimes struggles with health issues, she says she feels richer than ever because her life is filled with people who make her feel seen and valued. Her story shows how family and community can step in where institutions fall short. Community support is equally vital. Churches, senior centers, and local programs often provide opportunities for connection, meals, and assistance. These resources not only help seniors with practical needs, but also keep them socially engaged. Being part of a community means having a role, whether it is volunteering, attending gatherings, or simply sharing wisdom with younger generations. Nursing homes, with their rigid structures, can sometimes reduce seniors to passive recipients of care. By contrast, family and community create chances to keep giving as well as receiving, which preserves dignity and self-worth. For me, leaning on family and community is not a burden, it is the natural way of life. Generations supporting each other is how humanity has always survived. I would rather rely on those bonds than hand over my independence to strangers, no matter how professional they may be. This is why family and community support stand as one of my strongest reasons for avoiding a nursing home. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed to Wise Living yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any video. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5, commitment to self-care and lifestyle. The final reason I will never go into a nursing home is my personal commitment to self-care and maintaining a lifestyle that keeps me independent. Over the years, I have learned that small daily choices add up to make a big difference, especially as the body grows old. Eating balanced meals, staying active, keeping my mind engaged, and paying attention to my health allow me to continue living at home. While I cannot control every change that comes with aging, I can control how I respond to it, and that determination is what gives me strength. Self-care is not only about health, it is about discipline and dignity. I wake up each morning with a routine that keeps me grounded, whether it is stretching, preparing a simple breakfast, or taking a short walk outside. These habits may seem ordinary, but they create a rhythm that sustains both body and mind. By caring for myself in these ways, I reduce the chances of relying heavily on others or being forced into an institution. I believe that as long as I continue to honor these routines, I can maintain a life filled with purpose and independence. Consider James, who is, despite arthritis and occasional heart troubles, he makes it a point to walk every day and prepare his own meals. He told me once that he sees those actions as his shield against losing independence. His determination has allowed him to stay in his home, surrounded by the life he built. James proves that while aging brings challenges, consistent self-care can delay the need for outside care and strengthen confidence in living alone. Lifestyle choices also play a powerful role. Staying connected to hobbies, reading, gardening, or even simple household tasks keeps the mind active and the spirit engaged. Nursing homes, with their structured schedules, cannot always provide that same personal fulfillment. When I tend to my own needs and continue doing things I enjoy, I remind myself that I am still capable, still in control, and still living with intention. That is a freedom I am not ready to trade for the convenience of institutional living. The truth is, self-care is not just about health. It is about protecting identity. By continuing to live in a way that reflects who I am, I maintain not only my independence, but also my sense of self. And that, more than anything else, is why I will never go into a nursing home. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, I want you to pause and think about the 5 reasons I've shared today. Each one reflects more than just personal preference. They speak to the deeper values that so many seniors hold close: independence, comfort, trust, family, and the daily commitment to self-care. These are not small matters. They are the foundations of dignity, and they are why I have decided, at 84, that I will never go into a nursing home. This message is not meant to criticize those who choose differently. Every person's path is unique, and some find peace in nursing home. But for many of us, the idea of surrendering the life we've built, the memories that shape us, and the choices that keep us whole, is simply not an option. These reasons are not about fear. They are about strength, about protecting identity, and about living with purpose until the very end. So I ask you, what stood out to you the most? Which of these reasons do you feel in your own heart or see in the lives of people you love? Your reflections matter, because when we share our stories, we remind each other that none of us are walking this path alone. Aging is not just about the challenges we face, but about the choices we make to keep our spirit alive. Thank you for joining us today on Wise Living. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. And we also have make a dedicated playlist for you. You have to check it out. It will be very helpful for your daily life health.